doing okay. All right, I need to go. Actually, I can go to this. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Bear. If I could find it. It is good. Damn. Just make it bigger myself. All right, I need to find, thank you. I have on those cute leggings too. Okay, I think I already have that one. I do. Yeah, it went through. The makeup, thank you. Thank you for the follows, y'all. I'm doing okay. We want just a little bit tinier, motherfucker. Really, that's not gonna happen. The fuck? Okay, whatever. I need... Thank you. Okay, well that's weird. Oh yeah? Good morning. I'm finishing up my podcast. I just figured I'd come on here while I'm doing it. I don't know. Lucy has the same problem. Last time I heard, it's not retro. I didn't catch that. Last time I heard, you can only be notified up to 5 times in a day, whether it's from me or from somebody else. All right, Henry II. And then Charles. All right, 2. Hold on, I can't reach you. I don't have my glasses on. No, Tyler. Hey, he's back. Mondays now. Oh. And one other person. So do you get like every single time I come on? It hurts with my thingies on for too long. The fuck? Where is it? Okay. And then I need to go right here. Thank you. Uploads. Make sure that's fine. No, you don't. Oh. Okay, that's what I need. Thank you. That wasn't quite enough. I'm so hungry. Oh. Goodness sakes. We might be getting tornadoes today. Coming right for us, apparently. That's wonderful. I have a lot of them, but what I use... I have a Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and I have a GameCube. We have PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. What? Why is that? I need to find... Oh, I never take you seriously. Ugh, come on. Thank you. I'm still so hungry. You hear my tummy? What? Why? He's a butthole. I'm gonna go to work. That's no fun. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll let you work this time. Do 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 do. Thanks for the heart, me. Okay. Oh, you know, wonderful. Okay. And going great. Okay, where are you? Grab a, where is it? That one. Oh my what? Sorry, I'm trying to get this finished. Let's see if I can find. Oh my God. Oh, that's fancy. My tummy's growling. I'm sorry if you hear it. Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Ribbon. God damn. Hi. Really? I'm going to be pissed if it doesn't stop.
Mom.
What?
So, my charger's not working anymore.
Maybe it's your tablet because you're pulling on it.
Can I go play outside?
Yeah. Dude, why? Stupid. I'm not playing a game. I'm doing my podcast. I mean, I'll wear glasses in a little bit, but not right now. Ugh, there's so many tornado things right now. Why would I message you? Really? God damn. Fucking scream. Didn't figure. have 3 kids. Do-do-do. Boo-hoo. Alrighty. Yes! Done! I had to finish this, motherfucker. Stop. What is that? Those never work good. What did you say? I didn't even look over here. You didn't say anything. You just said you ignored me. You didn't say anything. Everything's been getting filtered lately. If you tried to say something and it didn't come through. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. It was funny. Oh, if you did try to do something like that, yeah, it was probably. I think this is only the audio. Yep. Alrighty, I think I did that. Just in case. Why do you feel sorry for me? Oh. Thank you for the gifts. Oh. So that's the 6. That's that one, right? This is gotta be the. I'm gonna be pissed if it's not. I think it is. Oh, it is. Yes! Okay. There's a tornado warning happening. There's a tornado warning on its way. I'll just stay the fuck down here. I need to go get snacks before I get blown away. All right. Where's my YouTube? open up fucking weather app. God damn. Thank you for the gift.
Draw on that. And this is the leading edge that's going to be coming down right in through Garner. You see that, just how that looks loopy? You know, it's called a line echo wave pattern. And you know, in each part of that storm, I mean, you got the winds that are coming in like this, and they're coming in like this, and then you got the winds behind that are coming in like that, and that is a rotational signature in the Doppler velocities, and that's why the tornado warning was issued. So that's why we want you to be in your tornado safe place. It's coming right over the radar right now, so nobody's going to be able to sample that storm better than we are
It's
there.
not right. It's just Kansas City in general.
Century Air Center, and then we're going to lose it as it comes over, and we're going to switch back over to Pleasant Hill. But you can just kind of see that at the Brittany, like you mentioned, it's up and down that whole line. You know, it goes up to DeSoto.
And Nick, that was the other one. I didn't
Go ahead,
get
Ryan.
but they were also looking at that one just south of DeSoto.
Yeah.
So these are going to be some, as you mentioned, small in scope, and they're going to be in a line. So from about DeSoto, that's one part of the line that we're concerned about. Then, as Brittany and Nick were looking at, and that's part of the reason why we have three
he's probably
meteorologists
right.
here, because these are small, and each one is having at least some individuality along the line itself within the larger severe thunderstorm warning. So the best way to say it is southern portions of Johnson County, right now from DeSoto down toward Gardner, and eventually now it looks like it's cleared Edgerton for the time being. And whether it's a tornado or straight line winds from this, the winds could be gusting up to 60 or 70 miles per hour, but we still have within this embedded rotations that Nick was very well pointing out for you. And so right now we have it switched over to Pleasant Hill, and what you're seeing there is from DeSoto out toward New Century, down toward Gardner, just east. But as he mentioned, our radar is actually at New Century area, so we have probably the best bird's eye view of this thunderstorm.
Thank you.
That had the signature that mentioned the possibility of that tornado. And once again, you see
Cut it out!
staying in effect for another 5 minutes. I would not be surprised if they decide to continue this a little farther to the east. I'm not necessarily telling them what to do, but right now this is not showing much signs of weakening. And the other problem is we've not really seen much in the way of, say, the atmosphere having a chance to really stabilize. So it will be moving into an area that could once again start to fire up these thunderstorms, at least fuel them on as they're continuing to push farther to the east, eventually towards state line. And if they do head in that direction, Raymore, Lee Summit, Greenwood would also be in the path of that part of the storm that had the rotation associated with it.
Thank you for
Let's
the
go
gift.
for our storm track, since we haven't done that in a while. Estimated times of arrival, but hopefully by now you're in your safe area, staying in effect for another 4 minutes or so. But as we kind of look at that severe thunderstorm, at least the part of it, that line, that broken line that now has the tornado warning, moving to the east and northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So that's going to put it close to Spring Hill itself at 210. Olathe North High School now at 2:15, so these are updated times, maybe the same location that we said 5 minutes ago, but notice how we're progressing the storm since it's moving and our information's reflecting that. Olathe East High School by 2:18, and also farther down 2:20 at Northwest.
Am I safe from all that?
I think that would
No.
be, once again, that would be Blue Valley Northwest. Live pictures on the other screen you see behind me coming in from Johnson County on the Kansas side, very close to New Century Air. So once again, it's a blinding rain, and that's the other reason why you can not know what's on the other side of that rain curtain. It could be that rotation that we're a little concerned about. I've not seen a confirmed report quite yet coming in. Brittany's shaking her head. I'm looking at Nick through the glass into the Weather Center. But this is one that we are going to at least keep our guard up, since these are the type of thunderstorms, not like you see in Oklahoma, that stay on the ground for a long time. You can see them on the horizon, but these are the ones that are embedded within the line itself. Each one of those curls that we're talking about between the three of us is part of the reason why we're continuing our coverage, at least until the 3 o'clock time, or the 2 o'clock time, I should say, for that warning to be allowed to expire.
Good luck.
But nonetheless, it still looks like it is right within the throes of the
Are you in
central portion of
danger?
Johnson
I don't know. You
County,
might
to the
turn
east.
on the weather.
Brittany or Nick
There's
will have
tornadoes
the
coming.
storms they're looking at.
I'm going to go ahead and actually do a zoomed out view. I want to show the entire Kansas City viewing area here. We do just still have that one in the yellow, large severe thunderstorm warning, and that is again in fact until 2:30. Now within that line, we're expecting very strong wind gusts, potentially around 70 miles per hour. Now, hail is not really a concern with these storms, and that's something we were discussing earlier and as well as yesterday. We were mainly concerned about flooding, wind, and of course that tornado threat that we are starting to see right now. So if you are even within that severe thunderstorm warning, very strong wind gusts heading your way. And like Brian said, pretty soon here we're going to see this crossing over state line. For now, that wind, you're probably feeling it and noticing it in the Olathe area. It's already kind of passing through Gardner right now.
You never experienced a nadir?
You're starting to see that kind of leading edge of the line of
Just
storms
naders.
getting ready to pass through your area. Overland Park, get ready. You're going to get ready to see some very strong wind gusts pretty soon here. It looks like we still have I believe that's Lynx 1 popped up right now, and you can see that looping currently. And again, the yellow is our severe thunderstorm warning, the tornado warning, which is about to expire here pretty soon. I don't believe National Weather Service plans on issuing that. Haven't seen any updates on that, but that not looking as impressive anymore. Nick, would you agree?
You know, whether it's just tornado or not, there's some really
Gusty wind.
Very
impressive
strong
wind
wind.
Up to
that's coming
70.
over
Yeah.
169 highway south out of Olathe. I mean, there could be 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, so that's going to be between Olathe and Spring Hill.
You don't
And then
get
that's gonna be the
anything
southeast
but
portions of Johnson County.
boring
So that's gonna be
cold
South
weather
Overland Park.
there.
That's
Let's
gonna
be
be
honest.
Prairie Village. That's going to be 69 highway from OP down to Aubrey. You're next in line. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. You're not under a tornado warning, but you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. And I think with the type of ingredients, the type of wind shear that we have, Buzz, downstream or to the east of this line of thunderstorms,
Right.
I think it's going to continue to be a problem or an issue here for the next several hours.
Yeah, and whether it is tornadic or it's just going to be straight line winds close to hurricane force, that's part of the reason why even after 2 o'clock we're going to continue to at least
Do
push
you
this
have to
over
pay
because it has
a
no signs of weakening the wind. Whether it is, again, a
TV
circulation or
license?
it's being pushed out by this line of thunderstorms itself. It looks like they're going to expire the tornado warning, yes, but
Yes.
they're going to probably continue the severe thunderstorm warning until, as you mentioned, in
They
well into
might.
the 2 o'clock hour. So I'm thinking that Grandview, Belton, Raymore, Raytown, it's going to continue to head toward you. And right now, the indications are that the winds are every bit of 60 or 70 miles an hour, if not stronger. So that's still going to cause some issues, especially if you're talking about things that are left out, patio furniture. We're talking even some of the damage of the say the roofs themselves could be a possibility once again as the leading edge continues to push its way farther to the east. So I guess in the good news is the circulation maybe not quite as tight, but the indication is that the winds are just as strong, at least 70 plus miles an hour, as it's continuing to push now through Olathe just to our east of where our radar is located. So that'd be New Century here in Gardner. But now, first alert now going out for Lenexa and other areas with this severe thunderstorm that is still going to be out for a while. Nick, you're trying to get my attention?
It looks like that damaging wind signature is lifting right up I-35 over Olathe, and it's actually looks like it's lifting more northeast, right into Lenexa and then OP. I mean, there's a ton of homes and
Yes.
businesses. It's a very densely populated part of Joko, and the wind there, it could be 70 to 80. You know, so there's going to be a lot of power outages here, probably along I-35.
And the other thing is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Nick, you know that for sure, there could be soccer practices, baseball, anything that the kids are doing outside. Hopefully the coaches are looking at what we're looking at. Hopefully the KBC News app showing you that this is now the leading edge. And what Nick is talking about, there are these little ripples, if you will, within this line that you see in the green itself. But as mentioned, instead of traveling due east, it seems to be traveling a little bit north and east. But still, the indications are that the winds are every bit of 60 or 70 miles per hour, which could cause that damage in that heavily populated area of Johnson County. And the warning is going to stay in effect for a little bit longer. Brittany, you were mentioning some of the other reports that are coming in as far as the winds are concerned. What are the estimates of that signature that we're looking at right now?
It's got to be 70, 80.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 70 to 80.
It's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of mention, by the way, with our partners in National Weather Service about Gardner. Very strong wind gusts there as we had that move through. Let me go ahead and do a storm track on this. I believe it was last time I checked around 40 miles per hour. Kind of just push this a little bit northeast.
Live might drop
We'll do
today.
that to show
Wait,
you
what? Why?
the line of very strong winds heading your way. So, Latha, you're experiencing this right now. You can see Strong Mission Park about 2:08 p.m. JCCC around 2:11. Blue Valley Northwest High School 2:12. And Nick just brought it, by the way. Now that we are around the 2 o'clock hour, just past it, school dismissal will be coming up pretty soon here. So if your school, your location is a little bit ahead of this line, and well, it could be impacting right around dismissal time for your students. So definitely keep that in mind. That could be a big concern for us. And if we can go ahead and switch to the other link system, please, that would be lovely. I have a track showing the timing so we can show everyone that may be watching so they can see that. Can you switch it over to one then, please? Should pop up in just a second. That's odd. Interesting. Nick, are you controlling that one right now?
I'm on, I think, links 2.
He's on radar 2.
Interesting.
Were you calling for radar 1, Brittany?
Well, it's not showing. They just switched it.
Okay. One thing I'm seeing is the fact that that warning stays in effect until 2:30 in the afternoon for that. And so some of the reporting stations, there you see it on the right-hand side.
There's links 2. I just got a storm
There
track
we
on
go.
there on links 2, if you need it.
I think that's the one that I was actually wanting.
Okay, there it is.
There we go. All right.
Try that.
So that would be Blue Valley Northwest and some others that you were looking at?
Yes, there we go. All right, now we're good. All right, so yeah, that's the general line. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the warnings again so we can see that, because I did turn that off, put it back onto
How do I
radar.
spell that?
And let's zoom out just
Yeah,
a little
I guess
bit
it
to the
does.
whole entire viewing area. And it looks like that warning still's in effect until about 2:30. And this is the line right now. We do not have a train warning anymore. Now we are just concerned about the severe thunderstorm warning and a line of storms with very strong wind gusts around 70, maybe even higher miles per hour. Gardner just saw some reports, very strong wind gusts move through there. And when we have wind this strong, obviously also we could be dealing with power outages, have to discuss that. So make sure your devices are charged and you have several ways to receive weather alerts just in case your power is to go out as this line moves through. But if I zoom on in here, you can see Overland Park. This is knocking on the door for you. It is getting ready to make its way into the Overland Park area. Olathe, you're experiencing very strong wind gusts right now. And notice how this is getting pretty close to state line here. So eventually this line of storms will pass through state line. Let me go ahead and set this into motion, showing you the kind of evolution of this. You can see that warning that had disappeared, and now we're just dealing with that severe thunderstorm warning, and we still kind of have a decent shape of a line there. And anytime we see thunderstorms developing in a line, it just screams a wind threat. So right now our primary concern is wind. Also want to bring up, we are getting a lot of very heavy rain, flooding. We had some concerns about flooding earlier on already this morning. We had rain this morning, so we're adding more rain on top of very saturated ground. So flooding can be an issue very quickly, and that's something we tried to really stress for you, especially now that we're getting ready to head pretty soon into the afternoon, early evening commute time frame. Flooding is going to be a big concern for us. What's up?
Yeah, they're
Take a
going to
look down
continue.
here near Stanley. See that little piece right there?
Yep.
That just popped out.
Let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to zoom on in.
So this is between 169 and 69 Highway. It's going to be southeast of Olathe. I know it doesn't look very impressive there on velocities, but it just popped out. I'm looking at some other products, but that's going to be near, I think it's near Stanley. I'm just going to keep an eye on that right there.
And chatting with the National Weather Service, I was just talking to the colleagues there. They're probably going to continue this warning well after the time was set to expire. So this is going to go a little farther into the 2 o'clock hour and go a little farther into not only Johnson County, but neighboring Miami County as well to the south. Most concerned about. This is also the one. There's that notch that you were just looking at, Nick. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then take a look just south of Olathe, along 169 Highway, a few miles south of Olathe. There's another signature there that's concerning from at least a damaging wind standpoint. So that's going to be 2 areas. It's right where it bends back to the west and then drops straight south in the Spring Hill, right where it bends back to the west there,
Right.
on 169 Highway. There it is, right there. It doesn't look as impressive on that particular radar, right here, kind of like that dog leg there on 169, and then to the west or to the east there near Stanley. So there's kind of
They're getting ready to issue a tornado warning for that.
it is
Okay,
that. It's
so
over OJC. So there it is right
that's
there.
what we were just
They
talking
happen
about.
so fast.
And that's why we're continuing with the coverage, because one minute it looks okay, things are calming down, but I'm telling you, because it really hasn't gone over a real estate that has not been hit by any sort of damaging winds or any other sort of ingredients coming together. Here's now the severe thunderstorm warning that's out. Now it's going to include portions of Missouri, from Blue Springs to Raytown. But this is part of the same signature of that line.
Gonna have to
that
hurry.
has had a little bit of rotation. So once again, this is now a continuation of that broken cell or line that's moving mainly south of the I-70 corridor for the time being, but it seems to be moving east and northeast. So this is now a new severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County. This one stays in effect until 3 o'clock, just to let you know that this is still where most of the concern is. We go farther to the north, it's all heavy rain. So we have two things going on here, and that's why we have 3 meteorologists here. Not only the flooding that we're dealing with, but within this line, 2 or 3 signatures that are small in rotation and but still in scope, moving into a primary area. And there comes that tornado warning that just popped up on our system. Let's move it a little farther south. There it is. Thank you. Okay, Brittany's on the controls, and there you see it now just east of Olathe, but they're now considering to keep Lee Summit now within this tornado warning that stays in effect until 2:45.
Yeah.
So this is going to be in effect for another 40 minutes or so at least, where we're more concerned about it, although you have plenty of time to get into your safe area, is the signature back to the west, right about here, just to the east of our New Century Air. So it's east of Gardner, but it's right in there, and that's now the portion of the line that has everybody's attention. And that's where we could see that potential tornado touching down at any one time. And that's really the overall umbrella of this system. It does not look like it'll be a long tracking tornado. It does look like there are going to be these little segments that could spin down. But now we're talking about a huge populous area for that tornado warning to stay in effect for Cass and Jackson County as well as Johnson counties, well in effect until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to actually look at a bulletin. Let me throw it to you, Brittany, for just 1 second.
Alrighty, I'm going to try to move this on over so I can get a track on this tornado. Potential tornado warning, that is, rather. Give me 1 second here. Having some issues with my mouse again. Nick, I might need you to jump over to Link's computer.
You don't want to switch over to Link's 2 on air. I've got our live radar up now, and it shows that hook or that appendage that has extended out from the leading edge of the storm. And this is going to be in relationship from Olathe is going to be about 2.25 miles southeast of Olathe, of downtown Olathe. This is going to be coming up over the highway there. This is going to be coming up over the east-west highway that runs out of Olathe. It's going to be, I believe it's 150, or eventually it turns into 150 once it reaches just to the north of Stanley. And that is where we're seeing at least some signs of rotation in the wind. It's that little finger-like appendage that's coming over. That would be 69 Highway. So that's Blue Valley Northwest High School. That's Stanley, Blue Valley High School. So it's coming right up and over the highway right now. This is at 211, so this is a pretty recent scan, but you know, it moves. So it's that piece right there. I know it does not look that impressive, but it has the velocity with it that would lead us to believe that there's at least some rotational component of the wind that has prompted the tornado warning. At the very least, it could be producing 70 plus mile per hour winds. So here's your calls to action right now. If you're in Stanley, you know, Olathe, downtown Olathe, you are not included in this tornado warning, but it is still pretty windy. I still want you to just be hunkered down here for a few more minutes. But Stanley, Kenneth, Loch Lloyd, Grandview, Unity Village, Lee Summit, this is headed in your direction. So if you've heard your communities called out, I need you to be in your tornado safe place. If you live along 150 Highway east out of Olathe, all the way down and crossing over I-49 out to Greenwood and Lake Winnebago, north of Belton, I need you in your tornado safe place. I mean, this could have already spawned a tornado and it could already have dissipated. But the calling card of these storms are going to be how quickly these tornadoes can spin up. We haven't had any confirmations of tornadoes so far this afternoon, whether by storm spotters or by the radar here with tornado vortex signatures. I'm reading several power outages starting to be reported in Lawrence and Gardner. That was from the storm that came through earlier, which has now prompted the tornado warning. You know, and I think these storms are going to be big-time wind producers at the very least, and they could produce some smaller tornadoes. It just depends on how the storms orient with the wind. So if a warning is issued for your community, and I've called it out,
I'm in my basement. About as safe as you get.
I'm going to work on a times of arrival here, because right now we're on live radar. So Brittany has her
Alright.
times of arrival there over on links 1. If you want to take that full,
Yep.
she hasn't. It's moving quick, and they move real quick. It's going to be tough to keep up with these warnings.
All right, there we go. Now it's popped up for you so you can see. Minor Park around 2:25 for time of arrival. Grandview 2:28. Raytown 2:38. Lee Summit West High School about 2:38. Lee Summit High School 2:41. So if we just think about any locations that you may live by, definitely be taking shelter. That's where we have this rotation that we're keeping an eye on. It is heading your direction here. And let me just go ahead and clear that out for you. And I do want to do another zoomed out view because obviously we're talking about the tornado warning. That is a big concern for us. But we also want to address that we do have this severe thunderstorm warning for very strong wind gusts. Now, this is in effect until 3 o'clock. Notice how that warning has now been extended across the state line. And this is where we're seeing potentially wind gusts around 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts or higher. So very strong wind gusts. And Nick's kind of already mentioned it a little bit that we already have reports of power outages coming in with this. So wind is our biggest concern within the yellow highlighted polygon that you see there. If you live within that general area, go ahead and stay away from windows as well. When we have wind gusts that strong, it's a good idea to stay away from those windows to be on the safe side. And you can see the actual kind of line, if we zoom on in a little bit closer here, getting ready to make its way into the kind of Kansas City area. Overland Park, you're dealing with those very strong wind gusts right now as well. So again, that is the severe thunderstorm warning itself, but let's go ahead and get back to that tornado warning. Brian, you want to go back?
Yeah, there you go. And once again, it is in that red shading that you see here. Still primarily on the Kansas side for the time being. But because they are moving pretty quickly and they are continuing to hold together that little notch that, again, don't even look at your app and say, it's not that big a deal. Underneath this thing with 60 and 70 mile an hour winds, it is probably going to cause some damage and certainly power outages. So what we're seeing is a little
I gotta run to the gas station.
hook, or not really quite a hook, it's an indentation that you're going to see. Usually with radars, especially in the line, it's just little bumps along it. And each one of those is potentially a tornado that could spin down and cause not only the damage from the wind associated with the line itself, up to 60 and 70 miles an hour, but the rotation within itself. And as we also notice, we also try to give the all clear. So let me try to calm fears as well, since that's part of our coverage here. DeSoto is passed you by, New Century Air. So Gardner, you're pretty much in the clear from that tornadic portion, and you're still getting the driving rain. Same for Baldwin City. Still a driving rain for Spring Hill, near, say, Olathe itself, but still east and southeast, more towards Stanley. That's the portion of the cell that at least has the signature that's showing up more as a tornado feature.
I know, I gotta go.
But this is now the warning stays in effect until 2:45 for so another half hour or so. Go ahead, Nick.
Woohoo! Look at that, guys.
Okay.
I don't like what I see there. There looks to be some more rotational components there along the line. See how it does that little curly.
We got it posted.
A little farther north.
North of Overland Park. Go down to Roland Park, Shawnee.
Right.
See how you got those bulges.
I was trying to get this
Gotta
to
keep
be
an eye
working
on
while
that.
I was
The
gone, though.
rotation's not
Yeah.
down to the ground yet. It's a couple of tilts up.
Okay.
But that's where it starts, and then it works its way down to the ground. So just we're gonna keep our eye on that.
You're probably not gonna like this one, but you should like the next one.
Tornado warning.
And yeah, keep your eye also to see, since it is the National Weather Service that issues the warnings, and we are obviously the megaphone or the mouthpiece for them. But something that we're trying
I got
to
that, and I
coordinate
also
with
have
them,
the YouTube one
give us
too.
our information
Already
to
on.
them, relay our information
The
to
video.
them. They're the ones who make that final determination. But as trained meteorologists, we're also seeing something that is getting our
Yeah, the science
attention
one.
right there. So that is now from about Mission
Medical?
to Merriam to Shawnee.
A medical one?
In addition to the other tornado warning that's farther down to the south, that is still in effect for another half hour at least. That's the one that's going to be crossing state line pretty shortly. Near Stanley the last time I checked, but now still moving to the east and northeast. So Grandview, again, you should be in your safe area, eventually heading towards
for the
the summit
follow.
as well. And this is part of the reason why we decided to stay
guys.
on, just because we knew that it wasn't going to get calm all of a sudden. If anything, as we've been saying for a couple of days now, anywhere from about 1 o'clock
All right,
until
I'm gonna
about
have to go.
say 7 or
That
8.
can just keep
be the
on
time that we
loading,
have
I
to worry
guess,
about
while I'm-
this. 4:35. This is where we see the scout camera there. As far as limited visibility,
All right, I'm
that's
gonna get to the
another
gas
thing we have to
station.
Concern ourselves with. Not only do we have the tornado threat, but we also have the driving rain at the worst possible time. In addition to that, within these cells, you can actually have the spin on the other side of the rain curtain, what we call rain
you
wrap.
guys with
That's
me.
also a dangerous situation with regard to visibilities being so low.
Okay. Also, see my pants? Aren't they cute? Those are the cute ones in the back, see? And it kind of matches like the poison up here. I thought that was cute. Okay. Oh my goodness. Outside don't look too terrible yet. Where is... What do you want? And the... Okay, sorry. Where am I going? I'm going to Casey's. Go and get some energy drinks. Because fuck them naders. Gotta have something to watch while we watch it outside. Something to drink while we watch the show outside. I'm sorry, I can't even talk right. Okay. My sister, she's at work and they just went to she works at a bank. They just had to go into the vault because of the tornado warning. Hail falling. Yeah, I know. There's people walking here, so. I know, my sister called me, she's like, are you safe? I'm like, I'm okay. Are you okay? And she's like, we're in the vault. I'm like, oh. Hey, Amazon is working. I don't even know if my mom's gonna be getting anything. She's barely in Kansas City area. Probably should call her. Actually, before she calls me.
Hello?
Hey, did you hear from Sissy?
No? Why?
She's in the vault. There's a tornado warning.
Really? She never called me.
I just got off the phone with her, but it was losing signal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So, where is it? She works at 135th?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. They just got a tornado warning, and my daughter's in the vault at 135th Street. She works at Arby's. They're in the vault, taking cover.
Yeah. Oh, I need to get mine done. I need a pedicure. Yeah. I got some of the most comfiest sandals ever. Yeah. I got them all right. I mean, they give me a little bit of height.
Yeah.
Ever. They're cute though.
Oh.
Oh, God. All right. I think everybody wanted to go to Casey's.
Goodness.
Super busy.
I do at the Walmart.
No, they don't sell the right energy drinks. Well, they do for me, but not for Turd
yeah,
Nugget.
Okay. I didn't know. You need to go. You need a Quick Trip in that place.
No, I need a Starbucks. I could keep them in business myself.
I got Starbucks. Ha ha ha. In Clinton.
Yeah, but you never get it.
No, I don't. I can't see spending $7 for a cup of coffee.
They're giving Lizzie McGuire.
Huh?
Oh. Nothing. I was talking about my shoes.
I can't afford that shit. And how the calories those drinks are. Man.
One I get's 150.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Okay. Oh, goodness. I need a nap. I do.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm home.
You what?
I'm home. I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay, honey. Bye.
Bye.
Take cover. Call me if you get a tornado warning.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Ugh. Really? My lips are all fucked. Come on, go potty before the tornado. Come on. Go take a potty. Go take a potty. Athena, you too. Go. You're not going to have a chance for a while. You little bitch.
Mike's not facing it.
Oh, he's dumb. He's literally looking for a fucking way to die.
It's coming this way.
He's a dumbass. There's no... He's dumb.
That sounds fun.
But he's dumb. He ain't gonna be safe with it. He doesn't have bow, does he?
I don't think so. I don't know.
There's your stuff. I know, I look pregnant. That's the little bow on my undies.
It's really touchdown right on my work.
Damn, that didn't work, huh?
Oh, great.
I'm just kidding.
Good, good.
I know. I know. Sissy called me. They were in the vault.
In the vault?
She's at work.
Oh. Like the house?
What about Natalie?
Huh?
What about Natalie? You heard?
So.
She's not at work, you don't think?
Well, it's not in Belton.
It was in Raymore.
Touchdown?
Sirens.
Oh, just a siren. I was like, I don't think one touched down over there. I think it didn't touch down to like Independence, Grandview.
He was tanning a second ago. He ain't barbecuing. Look.
Same.
You want to marry Oreo?
The what?
Mini Oreo?
No.
Well, you have all the flavors of the rainbow in there. One's a tornado tan. Yeah. More wild looking tan. It's more exotic. A tornado. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a boo-boo. Oh yeah, the cat got me this morning. That's where it is. So I'm guessing you didn't blow away? Voodoo. was trying to play with my hair and went. Oh.
Independent. So yes, seems that would be very consistent with what we were doing. So curious, just out of curiosity, seeing what the winds are like. What we're doing is just going to put like an eyedropper, 61 miles an hour. Okay. And on the other side of the doing this.
That's not too bad.
Now this does not mean it's 120 plus miles an hour. It does not mean 127 miles per hour, but it's going to be pretty darn close by the time it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, those pretty birds.
They're screaming for their life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at that cloud over there.
Looks like a cloud.
You don't see the line?
Oh, I see it. You should have seen the clouds over there.
There's a huge wall cloud over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I seen it on the video. Earlier.
Okay, first of all, no, I'm not taking a shower soon. There's tornadoes coming. It would not be very smart. I guess you can, but you shouldn't. Nah. I'll sit out here till I have to go inside.
Yeah, man.
Who knows? I might sit out here during the tornado.
I only got 10% battery. So.
That's not good.
Huh?
That's not good.
Yeah. So I probably will not get out of here.
Mm-hmm. It's coming for everybody. Really? Wow. Wasn't it Texas that we got stuck? All those tornadoes? Oklahoma? Was it Oklahoma? That shit was wild.
We were in tornadoes for like 6 hours.
Yeah, for like 6 hours we were driving trying to get out of them.
It was just following us forward.
And like the next day, the place that we were was completely underwater. We get flooding, but not terrible here in this town. That earthquake that we were in was like a 4.1 or something like that.
It says he's driving behind the tornado to make sure anyone needs help.
Uh-huh.
I was like, is it that bad? I didn't think it was tornadoes were that bad.
A couple years ago. Oh. 5.2. The highest I think was like a 4.1 or a 4.3. The earthquake we had in California.
No. Yeah.
Like my Lizzie McGuire shoes.
Hot.
Hot, I know. They're so comfy. We don't get hurricanes here, though. Wow. I was outside of a Pizza Hut waiting in the car. I thought somebody was planting a bomb under the car and I freaked out. Because the car was shaking.
Yeah, well, I thought my brother was just shaking the
I
bed.
know.
I literally told him to stop.
I know. Meanwhile, my mom, she was back at a hotel. Fucking pipes were busting and shit was coming out of the ceiling. I was like, there's somebody under the car putting a bomb under it. Why would somebody be putting a bomb under my car? I don't know. But that's what I thought. No. Oh, okay, well that's worse than mine, babe. Then I was like, no, let's be logical. It was just a big truck going by, which didn't make sense either. Why the car was doing this number, but even then, we didn't know what it was until we got back to the hotel.
Well, I thought it was weird because we were sitting in there, and then it seemed like all the workers disappeared.
Yeah.
And like, I thought I was getting dizzy, and I thought the glass was
I felt
waving.
dizzy.
I thought the glass was waving, and I'm like, I thought it was all in my head. And then my brother's on the other end of the bench, and I thought he was fucking shaking the bench. I told him to stop shaking the bench. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, stop fucking with me. And we got to the car, and he said, I think someone was underneath the car. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
And then we just played it off as nothing. I was like, well, maybe it was just a big truck and they felt it too.
And then we get back to the hotel, and the pipes are busted.
Yeah, the whole fucking hotel's all fucked up. I'm like, oh. Mom was like, it was an earthquake. And I'm like, what do you mean there was an earthquake? What was an earthquake? She's like, everything was shaking and falling. I'm like, oh, it wasn't somebody planting a bomb. It was something. Anyways, I just ate that whole bag. That was so bad of me. Huh.
Thought I could get tornado signs in the distance.
Nah, no tornado signs yet. There's about 3 servings per container. Oh my god, I just ate 410 calories. I'm fucked.
Yeah, you are.
That's all gonna go straight to my arse. Just kidding, it won't. It'll go straight to my belly, unfortunately. If it went to my arse, I'd eat one every day.
Tornado warning has been issued for us. Within your vicinity, it's
It's tornado day. Calories don't count.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, fuck it.
If I die, I'm dying happy.
Live it like it's my last day. Told Dalton, they said, I'll just stay out here. Maybe we'll get that big life insurance policy or something.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to the basement then.
I'm gonna get sucked off by a tornado.
You're gonna get sucked off.
Mhm.
Hopefully it's nice. Yeah, it's not raining here.
Probably should be watching the news.
We'll just wing it. I could use an energy drink though.
Grab one.
I have to go inside to get it.
Oh, you didn't get
Casey's doesn't have Bloom.
Probably the reason why.
Because Casey's is a piece of shit.
No.
These are like so comfy I could wear like to them like the zoo and stuff. Like they're that comfy.
I'm not carrying these around. These are heavy as fuck.
What?
These chairs?
No, my shoes, motherfucker, not the
I
chair.
thought
Yeah,
about
take
these
the
chairs.
take the fucking chairs to the zoo.
That's why I was like,
I'm
I'm
not-
not carrying these around in the zoo.
What is wrong with you?
So you can lay next to the kangaroos and whatever else. Nonsense.
No. So only drink blooms. Wait, why did we come to that conclusion? Should it hurt me? In the meerkat enclosure? You have a meerkat enclosure? Just kidding. I think we do too, but it's like really tiny and outside. Yeah. That's all I've been drinking is blooms. Thank you for the gift. I like the way they make me feel the most out of all of them. I think they do make me bloat though, with the prebiotic in it. So I haven't been doing like an everyday kind of thing. God, my lipstick's all fucked up. But yeah. Hi. If we see the kids, we want to make sure they have clothes on. If we get blown away, they aren't even naked. Get them. Get them, girl.
She's gonna scare the tornadoes away.
You get the tornado, girl.
Tell it to go away.
My little California dog.
I just got the pool cleaned. Tell it to go away.
Yeah, right? What are we going to do if we do get hit in the tornado and it takes the pool?
I've got to file insurance and get a new pool.
I'll be sad. Isn't our deductible $2,000?
Yeah, something like that.
Make sure we get a new roof too then. My eyes twitching. Drank a Propel today. Fuck. You live 2 minutes from downtown and this is the third time they turned tornado sirens on? Pay off Allie's deductible live. Get extra lives that week.
Yes.
Yeah, I would need it.
Honestly, if there was like the F5 tornado, I just grab the kids, we'd leave, and I just hope that it just rips the house to shreds.
Well, then you might want to check.
There's not a F5 tornado.
Grab the animals too.
Just kidding. Someone on the insurance is watching.
We can't control a tornado. We can just control where we are.
I'd hate to lose the house. I'd cry.
I would cry too. My computer's in there.
But I feel pretty good on my new bachelor pad.
The fuck?
I mean, our new house.
Yeah, you better be wondering what the fuck you saying. Apparently it rips everything away. That license means nothing, huh? Blown away.
You didn't get lost in the tornado. Sir, I never seen it.
What the fuck?
The fucking lady came out of nowhere. She crazy.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You wanna know what's silly? I bet you if they did like a part of my DNA and they took some of yours, I would have some of your DNA in me. You know why? Because every time you have a boy, part of their DNA is left in your body after you get rid of them forever.
That wouldn't be my DNA. It'd be the boys' DNA.
Which is half you.
But it wouldn't be my DNA.
Wipe your fucking forehead. There you go. Got it. There was a bug. I didn't want to slap you. Come on.
Appreciate that, or I might have to Spartan kick you into the tornado. Oh,
yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You have to do everything yourself, including take care of all the animals and the kids?
I'm gonna go get me some hot mamacitas down in Mexico. Take care of me.
Oh, yeah? Multiple? Good luck with that. They ain't gonna let you get multiple. You get one.
I didn't sound like I'm better. Got that prenup. What's up?
Oh, yeah? think I know one that would voluntarily come too.
Who?
Addie.
No. You're mistaken. Nobody wants this.
Or they all do, and you just don't want to
Bag
one.
of bones. Nobody wants this.
You're an old bag of bones.
Old bag of bones.
You're calling yourself old?
I'm old.
You're 31.
I'm just coming to terms with it.
Although it doesn't feel like you should be almost 32.
Yeah. Just old. Laying here withering away.
Waiting for the tornado.
Thought I'd hear lightning or thunder by now.
Nothing.
That'd be my cue. Put
Co-
the umbrella down.
Coda this morning, he was scared of the thunder. He was in our bed going, it was so cute. Do I have Oreo in my... Oh, okay, I thought that was an Oreo.
Cancer might get me first.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had it on both sides.
I've told you to go to the doctor, you won't listen. You always...
And it's like 3 on this side, like 2 on this side right now.
You won't listen to me, I can't do anything.
It can't be cancer.
Yeah, I can.
It's not cancer.
But it can.
I'm strong as an ox.
So? That's what
Healthy
Mike
as a
thought,
horse.
too.
Hmm?
That's what Mike thought, too.
I think I'm more healthier than that.
Doesn't matter. You could be the healthiest person in the world.
Dude, what if it's prostate cancer?
Well, then that sucks.
Yeah. I'd be like, just let me die.
No, you wouldn't. Say hi, Nini. What have you been eating? Been windy.
Said 70 to 100 mile an hour wind.
Yeah. Hi. It's gonna blow away your car.
You put it in the garage, right?
Nope.
Go put it in the garage.
Nope.
Is it really not in the garage?
It is.
Did you shut the garage door?
Nope.
Fuck those cats. Shut the garage
It
door.
is closed.
Okay.
Fucking fly. Stay on the dog. Can you eat it? Nope. She's healthy as a puppy, aren't you? You're the healthiest little girl in the world. She's just ugly. You're just ugly. Yeah, you're just ugly. Meena weena. Meena weena. Meena weena. Nee, 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 nee. Ah, nee, 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 nee. What?
So, but I thought the sirens were tested on Wednesday. Did I miss something? Like they were testing for the sirens?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's funny. Because it's the first Wednesday.
Those sounds are not very loud. I could not hear those.
Progress is what it did when it came over the Truman Sports Complex, but that and it's really difficult to kind
The
of
rain
keep up
rat
with it.
tornado.
And
Yep.
it's difficult to see it
Over
as well,
the-
which we
Ooh.
don't want you trying to go outside and
Not
seeing this
far.
anyways.
Nope.
Thank you, Sierra. We've had lots of
Been-
reports of semis
Gonna miss
that
us.
have been overturned
Just
as these
gonna go
storms came
north.
through. So that's wind of at least 60 to 70 miles per hour. But
It's
that
right over
corridor
there.
that runs along the river
Not right now.
is still presenting
It's down this
favorable
way.
conditions for
No,
that
it's not.
part of the
Look.
line to produce
This is
damaging
current.
wind and these quick
Oh.
developing tornadoes. We call them QLCS tornadoes. They're just small tornadoes that develop very quickly, sometimes without a lot of warning along the leading edge of the line of thunderstorms, and sometimes they kind of really localize themselves in one favorable spot of the line, and that just happens to be
We're in a watch,
that
not a
storm
warning.
that's run along the river there. You can see Richmond
No,
there.
we
with
no,
the
we did
tornado
not. We did not get a warning.
Polygon. That
Look back at it.
rotational signature, that the velocities, the wind inside that storm right now doesn't look overly impressive. That's good. But if we've learned anything from these types of tornadoes, they spin up again real quick. It looks like
If you
it's coming
zigzag, the tornado can't
just
get you.
over Napoleon. You know, our shear rate, which we use to kind of help peel the veil back, get rid of a lot of the noise, and just really focus on, you know, where the strongest wind are, you know, whether that's straight line wind. We've used this before for straight line wind, but we use it a lot when we get more of a rotational component to the wind, or wind that's spinning or rotating, or, you know, a tornado. It doesn't look as impressive as what it did earlier. We just have light shades of green. So that's good. That could be a sign that at least, you know, the part of the storm that prompted this warning has weakened. But
There's
we still want you to be
turned
in your
over
tornado-safe
trucks
place
and
there
stuff.
in Camden,
semi-trucks are
in
blown.
Wellington, in Henrietta, Lexington, in
Semi-trucks
Hardin.
are all blown over.
We can give you some all clears here, you know, back to the west there in Buckner, you know, Buckner and Sibley. You know, we can give you the all clear there. Levacy, Oric, probably give you the all clear there as well. But Napoleon, Camden, Wellington, Lexington, Henrietta, Sierra, can you repeat that again real quick?
Unless it's a Sharknado.
Okay. I'm going to head over here to the wall. We want you to still be in your tornado safe place here for at least the next 10 to 20 minutes or so. So it's this part of the line we're concerned with. Brittany, if we could kind of zoom out here, I want to kind of give peace of mind to other people that may be out ahead of this storm. Darissa's right. Where is Darissa?
Mom and Dad are at the hospital right
Let's
now.
go ahead and go to Darissa, since
Dad
right
had
now
a
this
doctor's appointment.
velocity coupled with this rotation doesn't look as impressive as what it did. We're just given the calls to action. Darissa, so you're at the stadium. You know, there's very strong indication that a tornado came right through there. Have you seen
Mike ain't gonna
power
come over
line
here, is
damage,
he?
tree damage? What are you seeing there
If
around
he's
the
staying
Truman
behind
Sports
the,
Complex?
he's not gonna come over here, is he?
Yeah, that's right, Nick. Well, if you
Mike?
look right ahead of me, that is a tree that is down. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is a tree that was down, and
over by
I'm
Dalton.
assuming that it just fell down when the tornado came through here. But even as we were coming through here, there were...
Stop, fucking fly.
Has been allowed to expire, so they've canceled that for northeastern Jackson County. So that's going to be canceled. So we're really just focusing on this part of the line here. This is coming into Richmond. It does not look as strong or as impressive as what it did earlier when it came through the Truman Sports Complex. So that's good. I think that's going to be somewhere between Camden and Wellington. There's shear rate, which again it peels away all the other stuff, so we can just really focus on what's most important. And whether that's straight line wind or that's rotational wind associated with a tornado, that's between Camden and Wellington. That's just going to follow the river. But basically that thunderstorm is feeding in to the highest instability, which is located just to the east. Now that's where we also have a good bit of low-level wind shear. So that's why that storm has been a prolific wind producer and has prompted numerous tornado warnings, and what I imagine is probably at least one confirmed tornado. That's them. Yeah, they've canceled it. They've canceled it for Jackson. They've also canceled it there for
Typically,
Clay.
you go
So
south and you'll find Latinas.
this is now the only part
You'll
of the storm
eventually
with the
hit the
tornado
border.
warning, and that's going to include
Go over
Camden, Richmond, Henrietta, and Lexington. Given the all clear there to Sibley and into Buckner, and I know they've had some tree damage there in Buckner. That came right up over Buckner. So we'll have to check in with Brian Johnson here at some point. Not now, let him. He's in heavy rain right now. I can tell you from experience, very difficult to give a report when you're in very, very heavy rain and wind. So he's moving east there along the highway, heading toward Wellington. And it's going to be pretty hard to catch up with this particular part. So back to the west here for the Kansas City Metro. That tornado threat is over. It is now moved over to the flash flooding threat. And there's still a lot of rain falling. There's still a lot of rain that will fall. Most of our communities have dealt with flash flooding, and only a few have had to take their tornado precautions. Flash flooding remains one of the most concerning threats for the rest of this evening. I don't like to see this. I don't like to see those storms going up here in the open warm sector. We got to keep an eye on those, make sure they don't start spinning. They don't look overly impressive right now. We'll keep an eye on that storm. That's probably, what's the motion on this? Is this lifting south to north? or is this moving more to the east? It looks like it's lifting kind of south to north. Okay, we've got to keep an eye on that. At some point, those storms kind of move out of the instability and move into northern Missouri, which was worked over real good by the rain. So it's, I had to draw that line in here. It's like this. Everything south of the river, still supportive of severe weather.
It does make
you get up here, farther up into far northern Missouri, maybe not so much. But, that storm's going to ride that instability axis. It's going to go all the way along to the river. From Carrollton, and then it's out of here.
Make it over here.
And then we can give the all clear there for all of our communities. But let's look up here a little bit farther to the. Let's zoom in on that. Right up in here, Brittany.
So the one that went to
backward C shape. That always gets my attention.
We are going to get one that had one.
Whether I'm out in Storm Tracker 9, that tells me that there's very strong wind coming in behind, and it's forcing that storm out in all directions. So you get a backward C shape. So the apex of that radar signature is where you would find the strongest winds. And then in the case of today, you can get little parts of that line to rotate, and that's what we're seeing here on the velocity. Now, the far northern and northeast Missouri is in a radar dead zone. It's very difficult to get the radar beam low enough in the storm because of the curvature of the earth to see the rotation. So it might be very subtle, but subtlety pays off, and that's just southwest of Trenton. And I see a little bit more here between Gallatin and Trenton. That might be enough, for damaging wind or, our next tornado warning. So we're going to watch that part of the line. So if you're in Trenton or Chillicothe, that's 65 highway. I want you just to be ready. Be ready to take your tornado precautions. There's no warnings or anything out like that yet, but they can happen pretty quick, and I just didn't like what I was seeing there. So there's your first alert. Meanwhile, back down here, it's just the velocities just continue to look pretty messy. Messy's good. We don't want well-defined. We want messy and just kind of discombobulated. And that's what it looks like now with that storm. There's prompted tornado warning. That's still in effect for, how long is that? It can't be much longer. 3:30, so about another 15 minutes or so. And the reason why we're staying on, especially with those types of tornadoes, like why is he just going on and on again? Doesn't seem like anything's changing. It can change in a minute. These types of tornadoes, they can spin up, do damage, and dissipate in between radar scans. So that's just a few minutes. That's why we're staying with it, because we don't want to just, send you back into programming in 1 minute and boom, a tornado drops and, we weren't doing our jobs. For our friends and our family here in Richmond, Henrietta, and Lexington, still doesn't look. Reading the Weather Service, I was going
to say, we have that Boeing segment.
But no tag.
Okay, so they did end up issuing a warning on it.
Yeah, but no tag.
Okay, so it doesn't have the tornado possible tag.
Correct.
Yet. We'll see how that shapes out. So that's probably going to be for 60-mile-an-hour winds, at the least 60-mile-an-hour winds.
60.
So that's going to include Chillicothe. That's going to include Trenton, and that's going to include Brookfield. So that's going to be 65 highway runs north-south out of Trenton, and then you got 36 highway that runs farther to the east there out of Chillicothe. So that is a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 4:15. So we're going to keep a close eye on that, because I still think that there's that part of the state there's still enough surface instability and wind shear near the ground to perhaps promote some quickly rotating parts of the line, enhancing the wind damage potential and possibly even a tornado or two. We're going to send it back over to Brian. I'm going to do a little bit more analysis back over here. Good to go.
That'll work.
What an afternoon. I mean, you got tornadoes and flooding, and both of those have contradictory calls of action. One, you got to go low, and the other one, you got to go high.
Yeah.
So
it reminds me of the Linwood night.
Yes, very much so.
Where we had a flooding emergency at the same time we had the tornado heading up toward Excelsior Springs. So here's the situation, and we're trying to divide up the duties here in the First Alert Weather Center and also gather information from the field itself. We still have those new severe thunderstorm warnings. What I said, that new one that was issued up toward Grundy and other counties, is the fact that it looks like more wind than anything. It does not necessarily look like that part of the line has the rotation associated with a tornado, but it does have 60-mile-an-hour winds, which can still cause some damage. It is still this one portion of the line that still has the tornado threat there. That's once again from about Richmond, just south of Richmond, heading toward Lexington. So that'd be toward Lafayette County, and eventually heading toward Hardin as well. That is the nasty-looking portion of the line. But notice how it's just this one portion of that very long, continuous stream of thunderstorms. Back to the west, Buckner, we were giving you that first alert earlier. Now it looks like a driving heavy rain. So the farther west you are, at least the tornado threat seems to be coming down quite a bit. That is great news. However, the flooding concern is still out there as well. So as we're setting the stage and we're getting reports coming in from the booth and from our reporters, we have Brian Johnson out there, Darissa White who's out there, Jackson Kurtz who's out there, and our anchors who are on the other side of the studio. You can't see them. They're preparing for the 4 o'clock news because this is still going to be going on probably even after the 4 o'clock hour when at least the tornado warning hopefully will expire. And right now I'm not seeing any indications that they're thinking about extending that. But I'm sorry, they're thinking about expiring?
Yeah, they're waiting for a few more scans and then they're gonna.
And I understand that. As a matter of fact, Brittany, let's us zoom in on just that portion of the cell. Let us change it over to, if we can, to rotation. So we just get rid of all.
Oh, you want shear rate?
Shear rate, thank you so much.
Oh.
There it is, now on the west portion of Lexington. There you see, weaker than it was earlier, but still rotation nonetheless. And this is the same cell that was at least responsible for that confirmed tornado that was in Jackson County, very close to the sports complex. Remember that.
Thank you.
They are setting to expire in hopefully 13 minutes or so, but still, Lexington, you should be in your safe area by well. Go ahead, Nick.
The line up there near Jamesport, just
Thank you.
we got to keep an eye on it. It's starting to show a little bit more signs of becoming more wavy.
Okay.
You know, more inflow, more outflow,
Flow,
more
right.
balance, more rotational components to the winds there. That's near Jamesport, so that's going to be with that severe thunderstorm
It's
warning
hot
at the
here.
very least, putting out 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Yeah. Okay, let's go a little farther north then, because as you heard,
Thank you.
Nick, who's doing some analysis while I'm here at the wall, was talking a little farther to the north,
I'll be back in
where
just
it's
a little
not
bit, okay?
a nice, clean